Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor. That's right, I'm gonna start doing games. So Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor is a hack and slash, sort of. It's a medieval. Games are really three categories. Cars, guns, swords. This is swords, alright? No, sports games do not count. Those are stupid. Just go outside and play the sport. So Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, it takes place in the Lord of the Rings universe. And you know I love that. I am a big Lord of the Rings fan. I'm not a fan of this game. Oh my gosh. What happened? It was supposed to be Batman Arkham City meets Assassin's Creed with a Lord of the Rings skin over it. That already sounds kind of sketchy, but that should have still been cool. Like, this game, is it functional on a game level? I guess. It is kind of fun to play, but this is just so many problems. The games suck ass! So you play Talion. He's a one-dimensional ranger voiced by Troy Baker. In the beginning of the game, he and his family are murdered, and then an elf ghost wraith thing brings you back to life, and then you can go on a revenge killing spree with the orcs. And this game got such great reviews. It's got 100 on Giant Bomb, 95 on Polygon, and IGN gave it a 9.3, and it's nominated for Game of the Year by so many people. I cannot fathom why. Lord of the Rings games in the past have been awful varied in quality. The best ones are still the original hack and slashes on the GameCube, Two Towers and Return of the King. I played those for hours. Those are super fun. So by borrowed from Arkham City, they mean stole so much they owe a royalty check to Rocksteady. Like, it's embarrassing how exactly identical the combat is. Like, if you're gonna take, like, the same, like, hit counters, free flow system, and then add your own stuff, that would be one thing. But the button combos are all the same! Y plus B is an execution. A plus X is the bat thing that it was before that kills people who are knocked down. You have to ground take down people who are on the ground. B is stun, X is attack, Y is counter. If you you can stun and then do a flurry with X. It's the same as Arkham City. And that makes me so mad. And the batterings, left trigger for I played it on Xbox for Arkham City. That's throwing daggers in this game. And then you can throw 3 in a row like the same upgrades. Oh. Like, I thought a freaking freeze grenade was gonna show up, or the bat claw. And there's almost no Assassin's Creed. I mean, if you call like climbing, he doesn't climb. Like, he hits a cliff that's this tall, and this is talent, and he goes, and then he keeps going. It's ridiculous. I don't remember what difficulty I selected, or even if there was a difficulty, but the game is also painfully easy. Like, the missions are all the same. It's like, kill these guys in this way, and then kill the orc captain. Alright, the one thing I do like, one of a couple things I like in this game, is the brutal orc murders. Like, and he slices heads off, and blood comes over, and then he, like, kicks it away. I like my violence. And they're orcs, too, so no one cares. Story-wise, this game is pretty dry. All the characters, all the side characters, and even Talion, voiced by the very talented Troy Baker, are just one-dimensional. They're flat, they're dry, you don't care about any of them. Like, there's a couple cool cutscenes, I'll give them that. Like, when the elf guy's, like, looking through his past, and he's, like, slicing up orcs, like, in 300, that was pretty cool. There's a really lazy shot at a twist at the end. Like, the elf wraith guy, he gives you, like, these magic powers, and he's kind of bound to you, and then you find something out, you're supposed to be like, wait, what? You traitor! And you're just like, narrative is completely forgettable. There's some characters from Lord of the Rings universe in it. Like, there's Gollum, there's what was supposed to be Galadriel, I guess. And I looked on the credits, it even said Saruman. I don't remember seeing Saruman. Where's Saruman? It says, like, but again, none of them are voiced by the original voice actors. No Cate Blanchett, no Andy Serkis, no Christopher Lee. It's like, and I don't care. And if you're a fan, like, if you've seen the movies at least, like, more than once, you will definitely notice. It takes a hot, steaming dump on the lore of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and the book. Like, you stab Sauron in the heart at the end. Spoiler alert. That doesn't make any sense! The one original thing in this game is the Nemesis System, and this, like, manipulating. Alright, and everybody was going nuts, like, this is truly, next gen is finally here. And I'm like, so it's like WWE, like when you go into an Orc Strong, it'll be like, ooh block, ooh block, ooh block, ooh block, and then the Orc will have like a name, and then you're supposed to go and kill him. Or like I almost killed him, but he got away, and then he came back with like armor over his eye. That was kind of cool, but I only never noticed that once. But with the Nemesis system, so what you have to do is like you can like brand orcs, and then they kind of become like, so if you do that in the middle of a battle, once you get it, they start fighting for you, and that's cool. You have to get them up the rank so that your orcs are the war chiefs at the top of like the Sauron's army, all the orc system thing. And it's kind of cool commanding an orc army, but you can't really do anything with it. It's annoying. Like, you just use it for the story at the end. And then I looked it up online, and I find out the Nemesis system has been really scaled back on the last-gen consoles, which is what I have. I'm like, why? Speaking of last-gen consoles, my God, this game is making me sweat. The graphics are terrible. There's two environments in the game. First, we'll talk art style, then we'll talk actual graphic performance. Art style is like, there's a grassy type area with some trees and some bushes, and it's just a flat, very large open with nothing in it. And then there's like the same version of that, except it's textured brown to look like desert-like type place. And they're both completely boring, but it performs like crap. There is the worst popping I have ever seen in a game. You could be like, oh, last-gen consoles. Like, you know what? Last-gen console versions of cross-platform games, they should be lower resolution, slightly lower frame rate, less particle effects. It's like the next-gen version should be a spiffier-up version of the thing. But, like, there were 2 discs. There was a freaking install. I sold it back to GameStop, so I can't show you. There's 2 discs. There's an install disc. I'm like, what was all that content? I'm like, jeez. It's laggy. It's terrible. Like, it's not even popping because some of the textures never pop in. They don't. I'm sitting there for like 4 minutes and it still looks like this muddy flag thing. It's like, ah! It's not impossible to have a good-looking game on Xbox 360. Graphics suck. This game is so disappointing. I thought this game was going to be awesome. This game should have been awesome. It's just stressing me out. I'm going to have gray hair by tomorrow. And there's an 8-second wait. There was an 8-second loading time just after hitting pause. That is unacceptable. I guess the music is fine, but it sounds more like World of Warcraft than Lord of the Rings, and it's just like, what? Like, this is a Lord of the Rings popper. I mean, you don't have to have Howard Shore compose the score. Actually, that would have been freaking amazing. And then, like, Gollum is in the game. He's already Gollum, and he doesn't have the ring when you're with him, which means this takes place after The Hobbit and before Lord of the Rings. But then, like, the elf guy, that's like your Wraith friend, he was the guy who made the rings for Sauron. You know, Sauron the Deceiver is like, oh, I got a deal if you make these rings and I'll do my thing. But then he took the ring, like, right after he made it, so Sauron never had the one ring? Like, what? And then Smeagol sees the memory as it's, like, happening in the air, and he's like, he has the I'm not gonna do a Smeagol voice, I can't do Smeagol voice. He's got the precious, give me the precious. Like, no, he wouldn't have it now. It doesn't, which means immediately after making it, and he still got the ring. Oh my God, it's terrible. And then the end, like, shot of this. I guess I'm gonna spoil the ending. I mean, who cares? Don't play this game. Don't get this game. Everyone loves it. I don't know why. Okay, maybe you'll love it too because you're like everybody else, but this game is bad. And like, the last line is like, it's time for Shadow of Mordor 2. And I'm like, nope, don't care. They're gonna make a sequel. Gonna make lots of money. Everyone's gonna buy it. And I'm gonna sit here sad. Why? Not unable to understand why people like bad. My brother was watching me play this. Was like, yeah, I don't see the big deal is about this game. It's another dud. I'm thinking like a 3. Oh, wait. There was one part at the end I really liked. So, after you got your orc army, and you go on the boat, and you go to like fight this other orc army guy, and he's like, oh, we will, the Uruks fighting Uruks. Now we fight the Tark, which is like the ranger, I guess. The man, we kill the man. And then I'm giving a speech to my orcs, and I'm like, hold your ground and you will be free. Stand with me. And they go, oh! And then when they give me control, I like run in the middle and go, I'm like Aragorn, Return of the King. That was fun. That was cool. But it's still a terrible game. So yeah, this has been Video Games with Wesley Tomsky. Happy gaming.